Welcome to Factorio Angels recap number 4. My name is Ninos and this is, well, the recap of the last week of progress on our Angels Bob space over on Twitch. So just the first reminder is this is streamed every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday over on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. So do drop on by if you want to see how this mod pack is unraveling itself and unraveling my brain as well. Now as you can see, it's growing slightly more. We're starting to get sort of kind of an emergent pattern that I did not foresee, but I'm kind of liking it. So basically what I want to do is sort of the emergent pattern that we're going to work further on in the upcoming episodes will be these grid-like structures here. So I'll have these grids, 1, 2, 3 blocks here, and they'll be sort of the basis for all my designs. They'll be serviced by robots, inbound, outbound, since the robots are being provided by the generosity of the people of the chat nation. So that's well, not, I mean, yeah, okay, not people in chat, yes, all right. And yeah, that didn't really actually clarify it. It's still, what I mean is viewers, yes, viewers, that's what I meant. Right, so the first, I have a couple of weird designs I want to showcase to you, but first we got some more like basic stuff. So you wanted some tin copper wire, and there's a really cool way to make tin copper wire. There are actually 2 ways to make tin copper wire. Tin copper wire. Here, there are 2 ways. We can get the tin plates and the copper cables, or we can do it from the tin copper coil. This is the one I prefer. You can get these 4, and then they uncoil, each one uncoil into 4. Very, very nice. So this one means that it has to be crafted from molten tin and molten copper, and that's what we do here. So we bring in the raw ore, tin ore, and raw copper ore going in to this process, going through, and go up to this one, the strand casting. This is the first example of where we're using strand casting. Whoa, what are you picking up? Oh, okay, just a bed of random crap. See those? Oh no. Ah, whatever. I went out of this network. So this goes up here and becomes available. There is a ton of this. So that's like a straightforward build, but it's the start of strand casting, which is really nice. Now over to some what I can only describe as a weird build. It's very typical Angels, where you figure out that you want something and then you just have to go, okay. So the very, very long story of this one is that I want to make cargo robots Mark II. This is my hot dream here. These are twice as fast as the normal robots, and the way I've designed it, I cannot buy these, but I get them through donations, but I can upgrade them. So when I have one of these, I can upgrade them. And imagine if these slow bots were twice as fast. Oh, that would be just an absolute wet dream there. So we want these, and in order for us to do that, we need electric engines. The other things are okay. We even got the electronic circuit boards. That's what we've been working on. So now it's electric engines. All right, well, that's okay, and oh, lubricant. Well, lubricant, base mineral oil is the only way to make it. And then comes the pain. And I have decided that instead of making base mineral oil from the petrochemical version here, these ones, there's a lot of different ones we can do, or like really weird ones. Then I have decided, I think this is the basic one, this is the basic. Then I've decided I want to make it from here, where we make fuel oil and base mineral oil from vegetable oil. Vegetable oil comes from, raw vegetable oil comes from nuts, pips, or beans. I think nuts are the ones we want, which comes from, in my case, ilandilamine, which then comes from some harvesting. How do I make this? I make this from, well, there's a perpetual thing, but it also means I need to do some farming. And in order for us to do farming, then we kind of go all the way up back here and then go, well, if I want to do farming, then no matter how I twist and turn it, we want to get fertilizer. And then I started looking at fertilizer, and then I cried a bit, and then after I was done crying, then I started looking at it. All right, urea gas, so pee in a cup. You're into urea gas, but you can get it from ammonia and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is easy, but ammonia gas is usually not easy. But there's one somewhat easy way to get it. That's from cellulose fiber, blue algae, Blue algae is a farming product, and that can be done with sulfuric wastewater and carbon dioxide. Now then it's a matter of how do I produce sulfuric wastewater, because that's a waste product. And it's produced, you can see here, there's 24 different recipes, but all of them are just like, they're incidental. So if I have something that is a primary product, but just like this one, for example, if I want to do this one, I get some crushed chunks and then I get some sulfuric wastewater out. All right, but you know what? It's all great and stuff, except that what happens when this one is stuck? Then I don't produce any sulfuric wastewater. So I needed a recipe that would give me sulfuric wastewater, not as a byproduct, but as the primary product. And I found this one. Well, Chad found this one. Actually, that one. This is a really weird one, and this is what we're looking at right here. This basically goes, you get a porous lime filter, which is a normal filter frame plus lime. Lime we can do from washing. Then it becomes a porous lime filter. The porous lime filter can be used for air cleaning, which gives -6 pollution. So it's basically cleaning the air around this location. That's not going to be super, but it gives us a used lime filter and some wastewater. The used lime filter can just be cleaned, which gives us some acid gas. I mean, acid gas is not useless. We could do that, right? We could take a bit of acid gas. We could also just vent it, but that's what we do now. But we could also do this. Oh no, we can't, because that's green metal catalyst. Never mind. So acid gas, vent it. And we get a filter frame. Filter frame can go into porous, and then we have a cycle that goes filter frame, porous, used, filter. Let's model this up here. This is built to ratio, as you can see here. This one is, hold on. We have a closed loop here with 50 in here in the cycle. This one is taking the filter frames in, making porous lime filter. The porous lime filter goes in here. The porous lime filter goes out here, and this continues to cycle. The porous lime filter goes into this box where it gets cleaned. The acid gas goes down and gets vented there, while the rest goes in here into the pressure tank and another pressure tank. They are completely full, and that's why this one is stuck. So we now have an abundance of sulfuric wastewater generated without having any supplementary product, or without making it a secondary product, because it always ends up being a secondary product, which is great, because now we can go through the process that was outlined, going into making it into ammonia, making this into blue algae, blue cellulose, ammonia, and then we have ammonia in our network. That's amazing. And ammonia we need for urea gas, for fertilizer, but that's gonna, we don't actually maybe sort of need it right now. But over here we're starting on our, ooh, that's noisy, on our farming. So let's walk through this one. This is a farming product where we take elendilamone that comes in. It needs some mud and some viscous mud water. The mud though is, the mud is the most troubling one. It's actually not using very much mud, but I have to bring the mud in here. The mud is coming in, and it's being generated somewhere down there from this process here. But it is, honestly, it looks like it's actually slowly running out. This one should also be stuck. This one, we still have 4.4 here. So as long as something is working, as long as this one is working, then it's generating more mud. So we need inbound is mud. We need some elendilamone seeds. Elendilamone seeds. Nuts. Yeah, elendilamone comes from elendilamone seeds. Seeds come from gardens. So we went out and got some gardens, which we broke down and got some materials from. So just to get it started, because we just need to get it started, then it will automatically create more. So basically what happens, it goes up here. First, all the elendilamone seed goes in here and goes back out. Some part of it gets used, and the residual, which is like 80 or 90%, goes into the processing here with nuts. All of this is pretty much at ratio. So generates, takes the elendilamone and just harvests the nuts from it in a processor, and then the nuts get squeezed in a what's it called, the press, so it gets squeezed and then get some juicy vegetable oil out of it. The vegetable oil goes up here, becomes raw. The raw vegetable oil becomes vegetable oil and nutrient pulp. Nutrient pulp, which is the residual product, goes in here and goes into fuel and glycerol, the glycerol just being vented. And up here we get the vegetable oil, which will go into two products. The base mineral oil, which is the whole thing, the reason what we are actually doing all of this for. And then some fuel oil. The fuel oil goes into this location. And at this point we are gridding. Some time ago, when we built our plastic, we had a stockpile here of residual gas. Now this residual gas, I am now converting this into a lot of tanks here. You can see now as one comes in, as one bottle goes in, it's slowly moving it from here and into filling up this warehouse. This warehouse of residual gas, I have 1,200 bottles of residual gas. The residual gas is slowly but surely being brought in here and being combined in this one to make residual, to make the lubricant, which is the whole point of it, goes in here and gets put into barrels. Also have 3,000. These are the things like in the Angels, you just fill up big storage box and then go like, there we go, solved, problem solved. The other end of the deal, this one goes in here, these two, just taking whatever fuel oil we can get, but it doesn't take all the fuel oil. It only takes what is over 80% of this one. You can see here, this is 80% is 280,000. So it only goes to surplus, which means that right now what is being created flows straight through and goes up here. Very nice. These are being done into enriched fuel blocks. So add a bit more residual gas and makes residual fuel blocks. That is insane how many we've already created. But this I will just use for fuel, so that I'll take it down here. It has much better fuel value. Like right, what is it? This block has 20 megajoules and one of these has 50 megajoules. It's actually not that great, but it's okay. It's also 150 in terms of vehicle speed. But the juicy thing is, of course, this one. There's actually, look at that one. Whoop, picking it up and going. Where might you be going? This is where we'll come up here. Run, 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 run. And this is where the whole thing comes together. All of what we built is amounting to this particular moment. Well, not really. Well, actually, kind of really. We have up here a build, that one. So all of these are just like large quantities because they take quite a while to fly back and forth. And what we see here is that we are crafting. Is this working? It should be working. Are they working? Yeah, they're all working. Great. Yeah, everything should be aligned. These are this one here, just consuming some iron, some steel, making engines. Engines goes in, making electric engines. Electric engines go out and go into this beautiful little box that we'll then be having available. It's almost done. So when this one's done, what I can then do is I can go pick up some. I'll do it now, but it's obviously, and you know, kind of not how it's going to be, but I'll show you. This one is a Mark II, so I need gears and steel. I need 5 of each. Wow, I need 5 of each, so, okay. I'll just get a few more. It's expensive, but at this point, it doesn't really make a difference that it's expensive. That one, I need some gears. Gears seem to be rather uncool these days. Really? Why do we need iron gears for this? Damn it. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. There, 200. And then we get some steel. There. And I will now go grab some robots. Faster robots. Let's just show how fast they are, if we can actually get them out there to work for us. Going down here. Oh, wow, I went too far. So another thing that I need to deal with is this area is now completely derelict. The only thing that's working at this location is the very, very last bits here. 302 rubite ore. Once that's done, it's done. All right, can I... Logistics bots? Where are you? Oh, they're here. They're here. All right, let's get those out and then make some of these. How fast is it? It actually only needs one. Like, let's see how fast they are. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look how they're just zooming by. Well, that's twice as fast, so that's pretty simple. And that's the whole point of this, is that I want to make some more of these. Look how good they are. Look how juicy they are, how fast they are. Of course, this is something that I need to automate, and I need to make sure that they actually gets used, the ones that I want to use, so that, see, look at that, look at that, look how fast they are. Zooming past, that's the whole point of what I wanted to display. So upcoming things, we got a new spawn here. That's actually a really nice spawn, so we just had to move our signs, our yellow and red signs up here, which is not really a big deal. So at this point we have all 6 of them located. We got that one down here. So one more thing is that that's sort of the future. I'm going to clean out all of this and convert it into these designs, which will be, this is why there's a kink there. So it'll just all of it be converted into this grid based structure. And if I look at some of the more modern parts, I'm going to call it more modern parts, but something like this, we are going to set up a system such as this, which will help us just get some nice builds here. And that's going to be like the bigger thing we want to do, is like get it into the structure where we have 3-tiered for products. It goes first from Angel's materials into Bob's ore, then from Bob's ore into Bob's ingots, or Angel's ingots, but of Bob's ore ingots, whatever, and then into plates. So it goes ore, ingots, plates. Those will be sort of 3 steps, because sometimes you need to combine ingots with each other to make some of those, like the toast here. I mean bronze. And yeah, so I think that's going to be like 1, 2, 3, or maybe 1, 2, 3. Don't really know yet. And then we're going to convert some of these things into this area, so that everything will be built inside one of those grids here. That's just the whole idea of this setup. And I think it's going to be working really well. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So with that, we're going to wrap up. I hope that you are enjoying it. I hope you can use these recaps for something in terms of just catching up if you're unable to catch all of the live streams, or maybe you don't really have interest in it, but you want to see sort of how the base evolves anyway with a short weekly update. But however, if you want to, as I said, streaming Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays over on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central European Time. Central European Summertime, technically. I just can't help myself. Look at this. Look how fast they are. That's so cool. I want some of those. That's going to be the first thing we build. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay home, stay safe, and stay effective. See you next time. Bye.